members of IPOB, nor I love IPOB. See your faces in the places, no retreat, no surrender. Come one, come all. Free Mazin Namdekano, free Biafra. This information is coming to you from the office of all state media worldwide of IPOB. Signed, IPOB Family, United Kingdom, under the leadership of the people's leader, Mazin Namdekano.
Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home. Oh, yeah. Biafra is our home.
A great noise will be coming from a far distance. It is a march, another march, a great march of the people, by the people, and for the people. The voice of the people must be heard when their feet begins to shake the earth. In the month of October 2022, the Biafra 1 million march in UK. We call it the March for Justice, for Love, and for Truth. The indigenous people of Biafra, United Kingdom family, invite all Biafrans, friends of Biafra, lovers of freedom, justice and fairness to the mega 2-day 1 million march in Liverpool and London on Sunday, October 16th and Monday, October 17th, 2022, respectively. 16th October for Liverpool at Anfield, the home ground of Liverpool Football Club. Of course, the team or leader Union supports. A history must be made in Liverpool because it will be the prelude to the top-flight English Premiership match between Liverpool FC and Manchester City. On 17th October 2022, being the next day, the people will march in the hearts of London from Trafalgar Square to number 10 Downing Street, then to the Commonwealth Office and Parliament Building. We shall send the strongest ever message about Biafra restoration and the demand for Ahmadike's immediate and unconditional release from the Nigeria's DSS illegal detention. Come, lend your voice to these clarion calls. Remember, this is a call for all lovers of truth, justice and fairness, irrespective of your race, and not just members of IPOB, nor I love IPOB. See your faces in the places, no retreat, no surrender. Come one, come all. Free Mazin Namdekano, free Biafra. This information is coming to you from the office of all state media worldwide of IPOB. Signed, IPOB Family, United Kingdom, under the leadership of the people's leader, Mazin Namdekano.
Let the whole wide world know Biafra is our home.
Good morning, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. You are welcome to today's program. This is Radio Biafra, Voice of the Coast, under the auspices of Radio Biafra London. And I am your host. My name is Kamawe Tarinemi. We are here once again to preach the gospel of freedom, to preach the gospel of liberation, to preach the gospel of truth. We are here also as a witness, so that at the end of the day, they would not say they did not hear. It's very important that everyone listens, and very important as well for all of us that we share the gospel of truth to as many as we can, to share it so that everyone will be able to follow. We must pray as it is our custom to do so. Tamara, Gonomokiri Motemeda. The one who reigns in the heavens and the one who reigns upon the earth. There is no one else like you. You are God all by yourself. You created the stars, the moon, the galaxies, the planets, the whole universe, and the whole earth. You created the heavens. You alone could have done it. Because you are all knowing and because you are the only wise God. We worship you today as we always do in the land of Biafra, the land of the ancient, the land of our fathers. We commit every Biafran unto your hands, and most especially those ones that you have called out to restore Biafra in spirit and in truth. Lord, I ask that you keep your own, keep them safe and sound, so that they will be able to accomplish the task that you have kept in for them. Irrespective of whichever position they find themselves, irrespective of whichever duty from deception, protect their spirits from corruption, give them the fortitude to have patience to be able to carry this movement along to the end. Our hope is in you, Abba Father. You have trusted in nothing else and in no one else but you. Tamara, our trust is in you. You have never failed, and you will never fail. You have never failed those that trust in you, and you will never fail us for trusting in you. You will not begin to fail because of us. You have always remained true, and truth is your nature, and truth is who you are. We pray for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, that you continue to keep him safe and sound, keep his health, give him strength, irrespective of the torture, emotionally and otherwise. Lord, we ask that you continually keep him strong to the day he is released and beyond. Lord, we pray that everyone that calls themselves Biafrans and freedom fighters that have submitted themselves to the devil, Lord, we pray this day that you shall naked them with the truth, and you shall destroy them and bring them to death, that at the end of the day your glory shall be seen, and all men shall know that you are with us and you have always been. Let all the glory be unto your name, for all glory is yours. Because at the end, those that stand by you and stand with you always win. Thank you, Abba Father. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you, Chukwukika Abiyama. Thank you, Elohim. Ise. Ise. More power. Before we proceed, we are going to take a short break. I will. He's very faithful. He's from the coast of Biafra, the coastlines, and he's doing very well. I'll play his music, and afterwards we'll continue.
Here we have come to enlighten and to educate without any apologies to anyone, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible.
I've got love for the people like Magical. We need only 100 men like Magical. Fearless before our enemies. Magical. Sentinel, the kind of the Uso. Magical. 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 This coming was foretold over 400 years ago. Predicted by Nostradamus, the man who saw tomorrow. We don't get heroes like you often to wipe away our sorrows. The preacher of the undiluted truth from now to tomorrow. No retreat is the motto, and for the love of his people, he raised the bar. I set the standard for others to follow. Inspiration to millions of people living with no hope and reparation from all the evil. Little did they know, a force to be reckoned with. Sent by Elohim Muhammadike, one the only fearless lion from the east. Under one command, the nightmare to the Janja with them more than just a man whose defense of his homeland is supreme. On the divine mission, on the quest to build the nation for the total liberation of the black population from ungodly situation and the freedom of the nation. Economic strangulation, the economy subjugation. I've got love for the people like Magical. We need only 100 men like Magical. Fearless before our enemies. Magical. Sentinel, the kind of the Uso. Magical. Magical. No easy walk to freedom, it requires lot of wisdom, which inspires us to be strong, giving voices back to the poor. Evil forces out to destroy everybody out of the for freedom is socially taken. Many battles have to be fought, you don't want to test that result, put them all in as a result, so they're conscious to the devil. Every sinner have a reward, we don't give a fuck anymore. Politicians not fucking up, genocide being committed against indigenous people. It's only in freedom peace occupies the habitat of men. The knowledge and wisdom sanctifies the angry heart of men. Struggle continues and sanitize the whole environment and making decisions and realize it's only time with the light from the rising sun shining on the horizon. The cradle of civilization all across the whole world. Proper decolonization, unity isn't by force, but right to self-determination. Dignity must be restored. Love for the people like Magical. We need only 100 men like Magical. Fearless before our enemies. Magical. Sentinel, the kind of the Uso. Magical. Magical.
I want us all to understand one very thing. At the end of this very race, we are first going to match. It doesn't matter what anybody does. And to our African friends and brethren, I want them to also understand this. We talk about Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism cannot take off without Biafra. Because we do need a genuinely free country in Africa to be able to drive that very critical and important initiative. Here we have come to enlighten.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We are back. The message is very, very clear. The message from that music is very clear. Our leader speaking. And he's saying that Africans desire Pan-Africanism. Africans desire freedom from Western control. Africans desire freedom from the oppression of the West, from the oppression of Europe, and from the oppression of Far East Asia. But unfortunately, not many Africans are aware of what Biafra is. But we won't blame them. Rather, we should blame ourselves. Maybe we have not educated them enough. I see when Africans talk about unity of Africa, and when we tell them about Biafra, instead of looking towards freedom of people, you see them saying things like, we want to unite the whole of Africa, and you are there talking about splitting of African countries. I don't know where some people got their mindset from, where they got the mindset that unity is achieved through oppression. There is no unity that can be achieved through oppression. If only one person is oppressed, the unity cannot be complete. The unity cannot blend. There is no unity in oppression. There is no country in Europe that is oppressed. Okay. There are some people that are actually agitating for their freedom. Okay, like those in Spain and all that are agitating for their freedom. Good. But they are not killed like the way we are being killed, oppressed, subjugated, stolen from all over the world. The whole world can come to Biafra land and steal whatever they want to steal. Fulani doesn't care because it truly doesn't belong to them. They use Biafra land to bargain. When Fulani feel that Britain want to toe a line that they don't support, they will use Biafra land to bargain. They always use Biafra land to bargain. But we'll not digress. Our topic today says, we create our own path. We create our own path. And somebody might be wondering what the topic is about. What do I mean by saying that we create our own path? You know, I am a teacher, so if you're following my broadcasts, you are actually in a class. If you're somebody that has been following my teachings from the beginning, it's very difficult for you to be deceived and for you to be swayed. Because I take my time to ensure that you understand and understand what we are doing. You know, there is a whole lot difference between having passion for freedom and understand why you need the freedom, then understand how to get the freedom, how to think to get the freedom, how to behave to get the freedom. Some people are just at the first cadre. They just have passion for freedom. They don't understand how to get it, or how to behave, or why they should behave that way. So we create our own path. IPOB as a movement is established for one simple goal. One simple goal, and that is why our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made it very clear that once Biafra is restored, once Biafra is sovereign, becomes a sovereign state, then IPOB will be dissolved. Once Biafra becomes a sovereign state, IPOB will be dissolved. So the main purpose, of course, the people will still be indigenous people, but the movement is to restore Biafra, to have her territorial space respected like every other nation in the world, to have a government that speaks for Biafra and for Biafrans, that develops Biafra and develop Biafrans, to have a government in this world that stands for Biafrans and for what Biafrans stand for. The goal of the indigenous people of Biafra is to restore that dignity, is to restore Biafra. We have no business with the politics of our occupiers. We have no business with the politics of the zoo. We have no business with however the zoo wants to do with themselves, with their politicians, with their people. We have no business whatsoever. Our business is one, to restore Biafra. That is our business. Everything we do is focused on that. Is focused on that simple goal, to restore Biafra. That is why we have not taken up arms. Yes, we have not taken up arms. The Eastern Security Network is a defense system to preserve the lives of Biafrans. It's not a defense system to reap power. But if the zoo insists, they might push us to that extent. You know, when our leader was establishing the Eastern Security Network, he said that this is not Biafran Army. The Eastern Security Network is a chase away terrorists that kill us. We've been dying while we are fighting, agitating for Biafra to be restored in a civilized way. Terrorists are coming to kill our people. So we cannot be too civilized to the extent that by the time the freedom is gotten, there will be nobody to enjoy it. So what are we fighting for at the end of the day? So the terrorists cannot be allowed to come to our forests, come to our land and kill our people the way they want, the way they choose. No, it's not possible. The terrorists cannot be allowed to do that. And that is why there is the Eastern Security Network. You will recall that before the Eastern Security Network was put together by our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, letters were sent to all the governors in South, South, and Southeast, the lands that make up the lands of Biafra, or those that are caretakers of Britain occupying the lands of Biafra. We sent them messages. According to the zoo description, they are the chief executive officers of the state, of those states. as they have carved Biafra land. We send them letters. You must do something. You have to defend the land. Our people are dying. Of course, they don't care who dies or who lives. They are just caretakers. All they are interested in is money. They are not leaders. Leaders are interested in the lives of their people. Businessmen are interested in money. That is why some workers in some companies, they can be in the company as a worker normally in a company. You can be there if the company is doing the wrong path and you're saying it, you can report, you can highlight it and say, this path is wrong. This one will lead us to destruction. We'll lose money. We'll lose this. We'll lose equipment. But if the owner of the company says he doesn't care, he refuses to take your advice, you continue working because he's still paying you. At least that's what most workers do. But it is different if the company is your own, or if you co-own that company with the CEO. The CEO owns the company, you also own the company. Or let me say, the chairman owns the company, you also own the company. You have shares. You won't take it lightly, you won't take it so easily. You will not just relax when you see something going wrong and the people that are there are refusing to act in the right manner. You take it up. You take it personal. Why? It is yours. If the company folds up, your business will fold up. Maybe even your life. Maybe you will be frustrated because probably you have invested all your life into that business. So you won't take it lightly. That's the difference between IPOB and the governors in South, South, and Southeast. That is why anybody, any Biafran that would rather listen to the governors than to listen to IPOB is foolish. It's foolish because when those that want to kill you come to kill you, it is either the governors will back them to sustain their office, or they will pretend like they did not see it. After all, it's not their children that are dying, so they don't really care. So, first and foremost, our business is simple: to restore Biafra. That is our business. Our business is not politics. And on that note, we can do anything. Anything we know that is right to restore Biafra. That's why our leader even said, anything you know you can do, do it. We can do anything. And this has nothing to do with whether the zoo are having election, whether the zoo are not having election, whether the zoo are celebrating one thing, whether the zoo are not celebrating one thing. Whatever the zoo is doing have nothing to do with us. We have to recognize one simple fact, that Biafra is a country. As a Biafran, you must register that in your mind, that Biafra is a country. Yes, Nigeria is occupying our land. Yes. For the fact that Nigeria is occupying our land, the way Nigeria runs the economy affects us. Yes. But you must never forget that Biafra is a country separate from Nigeria. Biafra is a country. You are a people separate from Nigeria. I am saying this because there are some people that think that events that happen in what's it called? Events that happen in the zoo have one thing or the other to do with the restoration of Biafra. As it is right now, that the zoo is holding our leader hostage, our goal is to ensure that our leader is released. Number one. No, number one has always been, our goal has always been for the restoration of Biafra. Then number two, that our leader be released. Even though number one, which is for the restoration of Biafra, it is not something that has a particular definite time. Or something, it is something that we keep pushing until the zoo can no longer hold. And you cannot relax and say, okay, because our leader is in their hands, we will not continue to push. In fact, the more we push for the restoration of Biafra, is the easier that the zoo will be able to release our leader. Because our goal, our focus from the very beginning is for the restoration of Biafra. And now that they are holding our leader, like they have chosen to keep pushing it till December, does not mean that we are going to relax on one angle and all that. Or for those that think that, okay, Peter Obi needs to become president, and because Peter Obi is a Biafran, quote unquote, he's a Biafran, but he doesn't realize that he is. Because if he realizes that he's a Biafran, he will have nothing to do with the zoo. He will not want to be president. His heart, rather, will be for the restoration of Biafra. For those of you that are thinking, oh, if Peter Obi becomes president, it will be easy for him to release our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, he's educated, he's smart. It will be easy because he's a Biafran. Is that what you think? Is that what you think? You must realize that Biafra is separate from Nigeria. Biafra is different. We run a parallel system. Our movement is parallel to that of the zoo. If Peter Obi becomes president tomorrow, Peter Obi is president of the zoo called Nigeria. He has no business with Biafra. He will serve the zoo, not Biafra. It is Nigeria that he will serve. He is president of Nigeria. In fact, because if Biafra is restored, he can no longer be president of Nigeria. And because he wants to continue to be president of Nigeria, he will want to ensure that Biafra is not even restored. Now the question is, for some of you that are weak and are thinking that half bread is better than to continue fighting. Because Goodluck Jonathan was, according to the zoo, mappings and zoo descriptions, the ex-president Goodluck Jonathan was from my state. What did I gain as an individual from it? Absolutely nothing. For those of you that are thinking that, oh, he's from my state or he's from my local government, he's from Goodluck Jonathan's town did not even receive road to it. So don't be deceived. Peter Obi becoming president is good for him and his family. Now, I am not saying this to discourage the Nigerians that want to vote Peter Obi. It has nothing to do with me. Whether you want to vote Peter Obi or you don't want to vote Peter Obi, it has nothing to do with me as a Biafran. It has nothing to do with me. It's none of my interest. It's none of my business. Who wants to be president of the zoo is none of my business. Whoever wants to be president of the zoo, whoever becomes the president of the zoo will continue to be an enemy of Biafra. Because the zoo is enemy of Biafra. Anyone that becomes president of the zoo stands as an enemy of Biafra. It doesn't matter whether he's from Biafra. It doesn't matter whether he's from Yoruba. It doesn't matter whether he's Fulani, whether he's Hausa, whether he's Kanuri, or even whether he's a British man or a French man that comes to sit on that seat. He becomes an enemy of Biafra. And he sees you as such. In case you're not aware. The Biafran movement is parallel to the system of the zoo. It's parallel to anything that they do in the zoo. Parallel. It is high time we begin to think away from activities of the zoo. It is high time we begin to think away. We're not limited to the activities of the zoo. Whatever the zoo does have nothing to do with us. As it is right now, the business we have with the zoo is number one, the release of our leader. Number two, restoration of Biafra. Don't get me wrong. I said that IPOB. Okay, the mission of IPOB, as it is right now, number one is to restore Biafra. Number two is the release of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But our business with the zoo right now is number one, the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Number two, the restoration of Biafra. And I will explain that. Our aim has always been the restoration of Biafra and will always be our number one goal. But if today the zoo now come and tell us, okay, let us give you a referendum for Biafra to be restored and continue to keep your leader. Of course, we're not going to choose that. Since you said that your number one goal is to restore Biafra, let us keep your leader and give you Biafra. Definitely we're not going to accept that. You give us our leader and you call for a referendum. However you want to do it, what we want is Biafra. We want the people of Biafra to be able to make their choice. All we have been doing in IPOB is to press on the right of the people of Biafra to make their choice. And the choice is whether we want to be recognized by the world as Biafrans or we want to be recognized by the world as the slave name that Britain gave us, which is Nigeria. That is all we've been doing from the very beginning. And anything that we do is hinged on that. We have the right. It is our right. It is my right to determine the name that you call me. If you are not my father, you have no right to give me a name. You have no right to give me a name if you're not my father. And even if you are my father and you gave me a name and I am an adult and I say that I don't like the name that my father gave me, I can change it. It is my right. It is my right. Why do people do change of names? And the change of names are announced. Announced on radio, announced on newspapers. Why? People change their names. They change their identity. These are original names that their parents gave them, but they chose to change their names. The only legitimate name is a name that your parents gave you. Now, parents can be your dad, can be your mom, can be your dad's dad. Of course, if your dad is alive, it should be on his permission. It can be your mom's mom or your mom's dad or your dad's mom or any member of your family, but of course, on the permission of your direct parents if they are alive. Then if they are not alive, the next person that is your guardian, they have the responsibility to you as a child, is the one to give you a name. And that name becomes legitimate. But when a stranger, while growing up, there are times that some funny people can just look at somebody, maybe because of the way the person looks or because of the way the person behaves, and just give the person a name. Call it a nickname. Some of those names are funny. Some of those names are insults. Some of those names are praises. It just depends. Now, if the names are insults and all that, even if it's a praise, most of the times you see the person that was given this name reject it. The person will reject it. Will say, no, don't call me that. That's not my name. Sometimes the names can be great. You say, no, don't call me that. I don't like it. That's not my name. That's not the name my father gave me. That's not the name my parents gave me. Don't call me that name. And I've seen situations where calling somebody a wrong name have brought fights, serious fights, whereby people wound themselves. And when the matter is brought before an elder to judge, the elder will ask, why did you call him? Why did you call her a name that is not her name? A name that she did not accept. Oh, but it was a nice name. But she said you shouldn't call her that name. She did not accept it. She said the name is not good for her. She refused it. So you have no right to call somebody a name that a person have rejected. That is all we stand for in Biafra. We are saying that you cannot call us a name that we do not know. However good the name Nigeria wants to be, it's not our name. And we have not accepted it. However you want to paint it, however you want to beautify it, it is not our name. It's a nickname and we have rejected it. In fact, it's not just a nickname, it's a slave name. There's a difference between a nickname and a slave name. And an original name. These are three ways in which somebody can have a name. It can be a nickname. It can be a slave name. It can be an original name. An original name is what I've been talking about. The one that by the special grace of God is given to you by your parents. The name might be nice, it may not be. It might have a good meaning, it might have a bad meaning. But your parents that gave you that name. Most of the times, your parents would not give you a name that they did not consider to be a good one. Okay, so it might be a good name. Your parents that will give you that name. That's an original name. A nickname, like I've described, is a name that maybe friends gave you. Usually friends, or sometimes you just gave yourself. You just feel you should be described by this name. Some people give themselves some horrible names because they want to be seen as being dreaded. So they gave themselves some names that when you hear it, you be like, how can a human being be bearing such a name? Yes, that is how they want you to see them. It's their choice. It's fine. You can call them that. But a slave name is a name that is given to you by somebody that hates you, somebody that uses you, somebody that oppresses you, somebody that describes you according to the way he wants to describe you. Somebody that have no respect for your dignity, for your humanity. Somebody that considers you his property. That is a slave name. And most of the times, when one is given a slave name, if you cannot fight, if you try to fight the name, you will be killed. And that is what is happening in Biafra. We are being killed every day because we dare reject the slave name called Nigeria. Many people that call themselves Nigerians today are calling themselves Nigerians because they have no choice. Or because they feel they have no choice. Many of them are calling themselves Nigerians because they feel they have no choice. Because they think there's nothing they can do about it. A Yoruba man till tomorrow will always prefer to be referred to as Odua than to be referred to as Nigeria. If he has a choice, if you give him the choice today, if you give the Yoruba people in the zoo called Nigeria a choice to make today, 97% of them will vote to be identified as Odua. The remaining 3% are politicians. Why? Why are the politicians so interested in this zoo called Nigeria? Have you asked yourself why? Why do they always want to convince you to be interested or to convince you to submit to this zoo called Nigeria? Why do they always want to achieve that? Why do they always want to bribe you to vote them into power? Why do they always want this thing to continue? Why are they always, all the time, against those that stand for freedom? Why? Have you asked yourself that question? Why? Because Nigeria is their business. Just as a businessman would do anything to keep his business. That is how they would do anything to keep Nigeria. They have all united themselves. You know, prior to 1967, different parts of the zoo called Nigeria had leaders. The Biafran people had leaders. The Arwa, which is a mixture of Hausa, Kanuri, Fulani, and some of them, they had leaders. The Yorubas had leaders prior to 1967. And that was why there was a war. Because the leaders still had the same mindsets that the people had. So there became conflict of interests. But after that war, after the genocide that they committed on Biafra land, because of the terror of the war, leadership died in the zoo. There were no leaders anymore. No leaders. Only businessmen in the name of politicians. And what is their interest? They swore an oath that they will never fight themselves anymore. They will never fight themselves. That no matter what, they will remain at peace with each other. At the detriment of all their people. There are no people in the zoo called Nigeria that are enjoying this zoo called Nigeria. We call Fulani every day. Fulani, the people, the ordinary people, the ordinary Fulanis, to an extent they enjoy it more than some other people, but still they do not enjoy it. If they were enjoying the zoo called Nigeria, the areas that at least they claim to be their places that they have occupied today would have been neat and beautiful like a first world country. The North, people in the North wouldn't have been begging. They wouldn't have been poor and suffering. There wouldn't have been Al-Majri. But that's to tell you that there's no part that enjoys it except the politicians. Those that are ruling and have assembled themselves and said, there is money here. Why are we fighting? Once you have the opportunity to get into this circle, join us and let us enjoy ourselves. And that is why you as a Biafran, you must be smart. There is nobody in their circle that thinks for you. There is nobody in their circle that thinks like you. So for those of you that wants to, first of all, is to enjoy themselves. Second, they will never fight themselves. They can do all the social media banter, the normal political fights, but that doesn't affect their relationships. They will never fight themselves. Meanwhile, the people are not united. And the people can never be united because the people are not one. And that is where they have the power. Because while you are there talking about Biafra, a Fulani man thinks that you want Biafra because you want him to suffer. How does my Biafra have to do with your suffering? You're not a Biafran. We have no business. I remember some time back when I was in Lagos, there was this new friend I just had, and we're talking, and she got to know that I'm a member of IPOB. She got to know I'm a member of IPOB, and she was offended and said, "You want Biafra?" I said, "Yes, I want Biafra." And she took it personal, as if I want Biafra because I want her to suffer. How? I want Biafra for myself and for my people. I want freedom. It has nothing to do with you. What do you want? Depends on what you want. I know what I want. I go after what I want. What you want might be different from what I want. So, what you want has nothing to do with what I want, except you want what I have. And that is where we have problem. If what I have is what you want, then we'll have problem. Because what I have is what I want. I want my freedom. I want my life for myself. And that is why our path is different. We have a different path. So your mindset must be very clear. Your mindset must be pure on Biafra. You must maintain your mind on Biafra. Never allow yourself to be drifted, to be pushed around. Except you never truly wanted Biafra. You just wanted to make noise and let people know that you're among those making noise. That's just it. But if you truly wanted Biafra from the very beginning, nothing will move you. Whether the zoo today becomes a prosperous nation, of course it's not a nation. Whether the zoo today becomes a prosperous contraption has nothing to do with why we want Biafra. Of course, one of the things that inspired us to insist that we must have Biafra is because the zoo have proved that she can never be prosperous. And we know that we are prosperous people. And if our destiny is in our hands, we can build whatever we want to build for ourselves. It is only an inspiration. It's not the main reason. The major reason is that this is who we are. And we cannot continue to fool ourselves. You know, after 1970, we thought we could fool ourselves. Yeah. We thought we could fool ourselves and accept the zoo. And maybe at least we can be alive and continue. But we fooled ourselves for too many years. And it only produced death upon death and destruction upon destruction. Some of our lands, mostly in the coastlines of Biafra, mostly in my Izon land, Ogoni, Isekiri, and some other places, most especially. In 100 years' time, we are still cleaning our land. I'm telling you. Some of us are alive today. When Biafra is restored, we will clean our land until we leave this world. Our children will continue to clean our land. The destruction that the zoo have done on our land. But some of you are very foolish, you do not know. We will continue to clean our land. Even in 100 years' time, we'll continue to clean our land. But you don't know. You want the zoo to continue. So that they can continue to destroy us. Do you know the kind of air we breathe? Our fathers used to live longer than people live today. But because many of you are not properly taught, you do not know what the zoo have done. Today you say, oh, like they have given Tompolo contracts. They gave Tompolo contracts to clean up the ways so that people will not be doing bunkering anymore. It looks good because the bunkering has polluted our land much more than the oil companies have done, of course. But the question is, what pushed those people into bunkering? He didn't give them jobs. He didn't engage them. Those of them that even try to engage themselves, you frustrate them. Somebody that will try get some money, buy a car, to survive by it, do business on the road. You tax him upon tax, illegal taxing, as in bribe. Let me not use tax so that it will not, so that people that are not from around the zoo will not misunderstand. You keep on bribing, taking bribe, that this person will not even know how much he's even making out of the business at the end of the day. Because you have taken everything through bribe. Putting your police every 5 minutes, police are on the road taking bribe. Sometimes less than 5 minutes drive, you see a police taking bribe. How do you educate such a person? That the person should not go and take the risk in the creeks. How do you do that? That the person will not go and take the risk in the creek. Instead of you to give the people freedom, you cannot manage their lives. You cannot manage their land. You cannot manage their resources to better them. And they are destroying. Instead of you to give them freedom, rather, you want to stop them from doing it. Good is a good thing to stop them from doing it. But that's not the solution. Give them jobs instead. If you don't want to give them freedom, give them jobs. Engage them. Engage them. Why? It's very simple. The purpose you are doing that is for yourself. It's so that all the money will still come back to the coffers of the zoo and you will still have more money to steal. You're not doing it because you want the lives of the people there to be better. No. That's not why you're doing it. That's not the reason you're doing it. That's number one, so that there will be more money to steal. That's number one. Number two, because most of these people doing all these things, many of them, because it's an illegal business, and on illegal business, nobody's protecting you. You must protect yourself. So many of them have things that they are using to protect themselves. And because they have things they are using to protect themselves, you cannot send your terrorists to those places. Because the terrorists cannot occupy that space where those guys are. They will face resistance. So you have to clear them to make room for the terrorists. Those are the two reasons why they gave Tompolo that contract. The same time they gave Tompolo contract, they gave the terrorists more money. Our path is different from that of the zoo. Our path is different. The path of the zoo is one way, and the path of the restoration of Biafra, the movement for the restoration of Biafra, is another. We have no business apart from freedom. Release our leader. Give us a date for referendum. Until that is done, we shall continue to agitate in whatever way that we can, however we can. And the zoo cannot know peace. The zoo cannot know peace. If you think that right now we have done a lot in IPOB, then you are mistaken. Then you really don't know what we are capable of. Because our leader said, if you do not give us Biafra, there will be nothing alive in that zoo called Nigeria. If you insist on doing things the way you're doing it, you will take it higher and higher and higher. The more you push, the more you make things worse for the zoo. Look at Britain today. Britain is facing problems all over. More than what they envisaged. Today, they are in a fixed position to make a choice. Or to make choices, different choices. They are in a fixed position to make different choices right now. Britain, our leader told them, whether to go to war with Russia, which is becoming something that they may not be able to avoid, or and another decision, okay, whether to go to war or to leave it. And if they leave it, definitely Russia will have what they want, and it will not be to their favor. Okay, that's on one side. Then on the other side, every part of Britain wants to leave Britain. Everybody wants to be independent. Our leader told them, if you don't allow Biafra to go, Scotland, Wales, all of them will leave you. They'll be free. And it is happening before our eyes. Right now, we shall be opening the lines. For those that have been asking for the numbers to call, saw somebody asking for a number to call. For those that are asking for the number to call, you cannot call the signal number if you have it. You can call the signal number for now, but you can call the WhatsApp number, which is +48 73 96 45 829 +48 73 96 45 829. That's the WhatsApp number. Then on Skype, you can call us on Radio Biafra VOC. There's an hyphen between radio and Biafra. Radio-Biafra VOC. Those are the numbers to call. Okay, once you call us on those numbers, you will be able to get us. Or those are the channels, rather, because Skype is not really a number per se. So those are the channels to call. Right now, the lines are open. You can call and give your contribution. You can call and give your contribution. The lines are open. For those that want to call, the lines are open for you to call. Okay. The lines are open to call. So you can call us. You can call and give your contribution. Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from?
Thank you very much, my brother, African Rep, Terenemi. Thank you very much. My name is Mazumwe Chinedu. I am calling from Italy. I'm working as a coordinator of Milano. Thank you very much for your teaching. I love the way you are analyzing it to our people, because we have come to the last line of the struggle. My brother, we owe nobody any apology for what we have come to do. We have no apology to anybody. Only what we come and continue saying is the truth. That we will use only truth to destroy the zoo. And the truth is what we are telling them today. Our leader did not harm anybody. And they hold him. For them to hold him shows that the example, completely example that they know completely what they are doing. So for him to be there with them, they know whatever to do. They know everything to do. They know everything to do. We are not bigger than them on what they are doing. We're not bigger than them. They know what they are doing. So whatever they like, let them do. Our leader is there with them. Let them free him, because he have no problem with them. They know the problem they are facing. These people you see, they know the problem. It's not that they don't know. They know what they are doing. So they have to free him, because for peace to reign, they have to free him, because this time, we don't want them to teach us anything at all, because we have waited them enough. We have waited for everybody, the whole world. We have waited the whole world enough. We have taken the last risk we could have take, So nobody shake body to show us that they know what is happening. But if you look into it, you see that they know what they are doing. So this time, we're not looking back. We're not listening to any outside talk. Only what we want to listen is that struggle, that structure, and the struggle we are into. Everybody will take a look and see what is happening in the whole world. When we started telling the whole world, see, nobody wants to listen. But look at it now. It has changed. It has changed that the whole world is running helter-skelter now. It's not only Biafra now is running helter-skelter. You can see that thing that make them to come to our land and destroy our land, still there fighting them. You see, nobody will say he is not seeing what is happening on earth. Everybody has seen it. Everybody has seen it. So what we are telling them is to free our leader, because our leader continue defending us ourselves. He continue defending himself and defending his people. We are not here for violence. But if they bring violence to us, we will give it to them. As we said it, they will kill us and we will kill them. At the end, Biafra will be restored. So nobody should look back on what we're going to do. What we're going to do is not hidden. It's in our land there. It's in our land. What slave trade is destroying for us, what missionary destroy for us, and what colonization destroy for us. All those things, those three things I mentioned their names now, is against our land. If our people can do away with that, we say, okay. We are not doing away with that for them to go and die, or for them to go and continue fighting. No, we will do away with it because they're supposed to follow us and do our own, not to program their own to us. So now they program their own to us. Look at what is happening. It couldn't help anymore. Technology, everything. The technology is destroying more, destroying things more. Take a look and see. So we have come to say enough is enough. If they think we don't know what they say, what they come in our land to do, we know all. We know what conspired. So we are warning everybody. All those programs they programmed in our land. People like Warren Chiefs. Warren Chiefs, they are the people that now accept Fulanis, bring them in our land, give them land to stay in our land. We are telling them to tell them to move, put a truck and pack them inside and tell them to go back home. we don't want to fight with anybody. We don't want to fight with anybody. We are not here to fight. The one that we fight before is the one we are correcting now. So we are not here anybody. Yes. Nobody need to be killed. Nobody need to be killed. So we have come to possess our possessions. We have come to possess our possession. If they don't want to follow us to follow the law of our land, let them stay clear. Because our land get law. This is the time all of us will follow the law of our land. This is the time, no other time. No other time. If they don't know, let everybody know. This is the time. We don't want to look anybody. We don't want to follow anybody anymore because they have followed them. Look at what is happening. Look at where we are today. Killing. War. We could have ended for a long time. They come in our land and they destroy the original law that hold the planet.
Yeah.
They destroy the original law, my brother. They destroy the original law.
Yeah, Mazi,
you understand me? So this is the time the law will come back again in place, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you very much.
That was a brilliant submission. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from, and please, you have 3 minutes for your contribution.
Good morning, my African professionals calling from Morocco. My brother, you have finished me up. My brother, I thank all of you. IPOB, and I want to my dear brother, you have finished me. This radio, this radio is the highest. Is the highest, my brother. Is the highest. Because what you just said now, he said they are making way for the terrorists. My brother is very, very, very upset. We are hitting the point. Lie down, and God bless you. I mean, those who think that IPOB is really protest, they should check how much amount it costs to bring even 4 people in Brussels to protest. There they will know that, yes, we are heading there. Right down, sir. I hope that.
Yeah, Frau Healthy. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from. And please, you have 3 minutes for your contribution.
Okay, sir. My African rep. Can you hear me, sir?
I can hear you loud and clear. And the world is listening to you.
Sir. My African rep made the His peace be unto you. My brother Aganeku, Jishike, your stamina the formidable. You will make it. You make formidable Aganeku. Bye. The thing that we are joking here, the whole world is about to say that we are Biafra. Oh my, see my African rep. We are complete on a suicide mission assignment. Suicide mission assignment. That is the Biafra restoration. No human being on this planet Earth. If that even Biafra is. Who are you? That is who we are. But right, my African rep, you said it, that we create our own style. We are Africans. Brighton is just saying this African style. That when you see him pouring hundreds on the ground and the breaking cola nut, that is communicating with his ancestors. And the thinking was not right. And we know we are We are bishops from Britain. What right do Britain have to give us their name? That is number one. What right do Britain have to create a nation? Then the Caribbean John go from Britain, go relax. Complete over 200 million compared with that. And now the flexing point to come and join our leader. And Britain, you are about to see what I mentioned before. We will share Britain if the option of releasing the American and the option of their fight to press out is by their leg. Britain, let it be a direct warning to we will share in their land there. We will make sure that every human being in Britain will bring the down. United Nations, everybody will run. We are coming out. If you don't want Britain, if you don't want our madness, release our leader immediately. If you want our madness, the leaders coming. The whole world are watching us. That the ticket them. That the square camera seems and dead. According to Leviticus chapter 22, Leviticus chapter 23, and the same Leviticus chapter 24 dead. Every verse very careful. Then the Leviticus chapter 22, Leviticus chapter 23, and the same Leviticus chapter 24 dead. The religious festival. Direct message from this God of heaven and the earth. We are his children. We worship only that God and we die himself. Let Britain carry that Jesus. Carry that Hamza, carry that Muhammad. Let all nations carry that God. We are meant to worship this God that owns this heaven and this earth. And no other God. And his temple at Arotuku must be completely excellent that way he wants it. And this is our leader that has been given this privilege to come and then I think it is the couple. Then I can't sit down on that temple. Who are you? Shame to all of you. Like Father Bishop Pastor. Sukatayo in the area Mugu. Yeah. I'm telling you, as a Father Pastor, do you know that we are a man of do you know that I'm going to tell you about a pastor and a bishop. I give you a to but the time Brugo Biafra restoration 100% clear copy. No influence of any foreign. No 100% excellent. Let Britain live in their land. That's the thing. 100% freedom. That's why they don't become Africa. Total. Let Joe Biden stay in America and manage American force. You saw this our leader say, okay, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. I feel like what's it in our mind? I'm so I went to like the moon. Yeah, on the government in 1967. They said that here. We will teach you people how to become a good leader. We set you people as an example. No nation will save any nation you dare on to. We will catch you down, burn you down. Everywhere. That says unconditional release of that dynamic immediately. The powerful. Then I think I got to quick at the Chinese around. Okay, because you Apollo, don't because the man of the Marupala, the platform. Can I pray in a latta, eh? Joe Biden do order. Don't tell this release the one. I just said to Joe Biden outside. I'm not going to America. The left way. Naka, no, dear. Now, good. OJ. I'm not a little school cabin. Okay. Then I think it doesn't. That France.
Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name, where you're calling from, and please, you have 3 minutes for your contribution.
Good morning, Africa, the great man.
Good morning, my
man with honor. A man with honor. Africa, you are doing a great job. Sometimes I don't like to miss your program, even though I miss other program, but your program I don't like to miss it. You are a good teacher. May God continue to bless you.
Yes, sir.
My name is Ogejuko. I'm coming from my location. Africa Live, do you know that any day you come you always touch every corner. But the area you touch so much that touches me is this our brother they call Tonkolo. You see, that Tonkolo is the shameless man. He came to public to open his mouth say Nigeria is in his country. And he simply say they give me contract job to guide the pipeline. That man a shameless man. The man I fought 10 years ago, I fought on his behalf. I don't say that man no get shame. So what stop the Nigerian government to give him Minister of Petroleum or to give me one of the top ministers and to guard pipeline? That's what he is celebrating of. That only thing God will help us. So I don't know why God did not create a man of a type in that religion that will have honor, that will have integrity. So, but I pray to God that God should open the eyes of other people so that we can get our freedom. When we get in freedom, when we get our freedom, he don't know that he is going to benefit much more than what the Fulani is giving him now. But I pray that God Almighty will continue to guide our leader, who open our eyes so that we can get our freedom. And coming to P2B, even this morning, I even opened the eyes of one of his supporters. That his supporters finally agree with me that P2B, when I told him that P2B went to the north, to the grave of Saturn of Sokoto, I don't know what the name of that man, to pay allegiance. He cannot go to Jugu's grave to pray. He cannot go to Michael Okpala's grave and pray. He can't go to Sambakwe's grave and pray. He went to not to pray for listen, pray for people that kill about more than 5 million people. So after said and done, the guy have agreed to me that Obi is going nowhere. They just want to use him to distract our struggle. But I believe that God Almighty will not agree here. The Biafra, the Nigerian he's fighting for is going to consume him at the end of the day. Thank you, Africa Rep, and God bless you. And my regards to your family.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
You see. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from, and please, you have 3 minutes for your contribution. Right on.
Good morning, sir. Our beloved brother, Maazita Rinemi. The Lord will bless you and bless your family.
You see?
Honestly speaking, to speak the truth and precisely, you are a great lecturer, honestly speaking. You are always on the air educating us. God Almighty in heaven will protect you.
You see?
And their family in the mighty name of Chukwuka Biama. He said, good deference. My name is Ifeanyi Chukwu Ebo. And Ifeanyi Chukwu Ebo is from Mbano. Mbano is in Biafra land. And I'm living here in Spain, Madrid. And the deputy coordinator of a formidable zone, Zone 5. I don't want to waste your time. I only want to contribute my own idea. I know, Tarinemi, you are one of the DOS member. I am appealing to you, my lovely brother, if you can table this my request to the table of DOS whenever you are holding meeting. Fellow Biafrans, my own idea to contribute this early morning is this man that this Igbo man, this saboteur that donated his plane, and our great leader was captured and the rendition to zoo country up to this time. I am suggesting that if Maazita Rinemi can table this into the table of our DOS, that if Biafra come, which I know Biafra is almost at hand, that plane will never ride in Biafra land. I want that plane to be kept in museum for our great grandchildren to use as history. Thank you, my lovely brother, and all must help Biafra because Biafra is the land of imperishable tradition. God bless you, and I love you all. Thank you, Mazu.
Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. Biafrans have heard you. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from. And please, you have 3 minutes for your contribution.
Good morning, Pastor Karen.
Good morning, my brother.
How are you?
I'm doing very well, and you?
I'm okay. My name is Chukwu Emmanuel. I'm speaking from my location. I greet you once again this morning for your topic. I greet my leader, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who set up this platform to educate those people who can in human being. Okay, human. One is sense of reason, and that was two, shame. If you have no shame, you are not a human being. You are not a human being. Because these two we get to and doesn't work. What is wrong? You try to find out the wrong thing that maybe it not work, and you put it together so that you make it correct. But in the case of those like Nigerians who have no reason,
hello, Mazi, your voice is not coming out. Your voice is not coming out, and the time is running out. I can't hear you very well. Don't know if it is your device.
Oh.
Your voice is breaking.
Are you not hearing me?
I can hear you now, but I could not hear you before.
Okay. What I'm saying is this. When you remove sense of reason from somebody and you remove shame, somebody have no shame, that person is not a human being. Because these two things will drive you when you do something and that thing is not working. You will go back and think, what is wrong? Now, but in the case of Nigeria century of years, Nigeria have going election all the year from 1959, and that election till today, they have not achieved. They have nothing. But
yeah, Mazi, Mazi, please try and round up.
Hello?
Yeah, please try and round up. Your time is up, so you can take other calls.
Nigeria, a place that have no shame. So forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Please try. Hello.
Hello. Good morning. Welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Please put down the volume of your radio set. I can hear myself and it's not proper. Okay. You're welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. You have 3 minutes for your contribution. Please try and keep to time.
Yeah, good day, my African rep. I have turned down the bottom of my radio. My name is Chukwu Emeka. I hail from Ikeduru. Ikeduru is in Owerri province. I'm calling you from my location in Port Harcourt. My African rep, I thank you for the good work you are doing for Biafrans. I thank all the media outlets of Biafrans, all those working in the media. I thank them for the good job they are doing. It's not easy. But come and keep on keeping on with you people. My African rep, let me just touch on the issue of P2B and Tompolo. Let me just talk it a little bit as he's giving me 3 minutes. The issue of P2B, well, we know what P2B did in Anambra State. Our people that P2B killed, that is in Oji River floating, he has not answered for it. And for that, we Biafrans are not in support of him. Whatever he's doing with Nigeria is not part of us. His P2B is the enemy of Biafrans. That is number one. Then the issue of Tompolo and the 4 billion contract they gave him. As our leader have used it to preach before. And that was when he was referring to Asari and all of them. Our leader said, the thing that you have, that God gives to you, then you will not be a security guard towards their property. Is it a cause? Because outside are supposed to be, we're supposed to get people that will come and guide pipeline for us, not we, the owners of the pipeline, guide the pipeline. Because if you watch what is happening, they are the ones stealing the oil. But you will see them chasing ordinary jerrycan people are selling ordinary jerrycan of fire and kerosene. There's not even up to 100 liters. But the main people that are doing this business are the ones in the high sea. You can look at what only Bayelsa and the Delta State, 58 points, loading point. That these people have been siphoning the oil we have. We don't have road. We don't have good electricity. Nothing we have. Just come on for you to go to Aba here. It will take almost about a day to go to Aba. Stone thrown. But the money that is stealing in any vessel for one day can do all these things for us. We don't have any other hope apart from this our Biafra. Nothing can bring us back to Nigeria. Our eyes have opened. Our prayer now is that our leader is our leader for us. That is the only thing we want. They give us our leader and take it back to where they got it from Kenya and send it back to UK. Finish. That's what we want. And Chukwuka will do it for us. My good brother, it's not easy getting you these days to call to get your details. It's not easy. But I pray God will give you the strength to be prioritize these affairs every day. I pray, Chukwuka, I pray. Thank you and God bless you.
You see. Thank you very much. The caller, the caller on Skype. Good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you calling from. And please, you have 3 minutes for your contribution.
Good afternoon to you, Mazi Tarinim, my African rep. From here, good afternoon to you from UAE. My name is Mazi Chidebele. I am calling you from UAE. Mazi, I'm just tuning in now, though I don't know what your topic is, but I just want to say thank you very much for your good work. Thank you for the work you're doing for we Biafrans. Thank you, and a maximum thank you to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for keeping steady, for being steady. I pray for God Almighty Chukwuka Kadama to continue to strengthen him and strengthen all the DOS members and all the broadcasters on our radio. Mazi, please, I want to make one suggestion. I don't know how it's going to be, but I want to plead with you to help us, like we that cannot afford call card, to help us like Mazi Alozie program and Mazi Ike Peters program. we would also like them to open this app we're using to call you now, this Skype. Let them also get Skype so that we can always contribute our quota. Like some of us that cannot afford to buy call card, you know. So that is just what I want to say. Thank you very much, Mazi Tarinem, and may God continue to bless you and all the DOS members. Bless ESN, bless our leader. Thank you very much for your effort. God bless you.
Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you. Hello, good morning and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from. And please, you have 3 minutes for your contribution.
Professor Terenemi, thank you for taking my call. You're speaking to a brother who's the scavenger. I'm calling from Afridi Sud in South Africa. Yeah, Professor Terenemi, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, and the world is listening to you, the scavenger.
Okay, thanks, because I'm hearing some another noise. Thank you for taking my call, because the reason why I called this morning is we are preaching this morning test everything. Our leader said that when he push you, he will show you where you land, and that is what your preaching is today. You started by the difference between IPOB and the Southern Eastern governors, which me I call the Southern Eastern prison warders. That's what I know them as. The reason why I'm saying this is because the difference is clear. With the IPOB and in this hallowed platform that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience, set up for us to educate us, we ask a critical question. We ask question, we analyze it, we distribute it, we quadruple it before we come out to make any speech or to come out to talk or to come out to educate our people, because why we are here is just to tell our people the implication of where they are going. Because we know sometimes they take decision and they don't think about the decision, they don't analyze it. They just take decision for the sake of the decision. Because the reason why I'm saying this is that let me start from Obi. Obi already know when Obi, I think Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe is from Onitsha, just like Obi himself is a resident of Onitsha. And when Ahmed Bello was saying that Nigeria is his father's estate, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe didn't tell him, you this man, shut up your mouth. You land grabber, you hegemony, you oligarchy Fulani man. How come are you now, your father is the Nigeria became the estate of your father? But you can easily see it that he submitted, and that means Nigeria is their estate. So Obi, he didn't say it's the estate of Azikiwe. Azikiwe's father is not a Fulani man. He's not Usman Danfodio. That is number one. And that is why we are crying. I came to the youths. The youths, why you are a youth is because your brain is very sharp. Your brain is very hot now. Your brain can analyze things before it comes to you. And now they tell you that yes, your idea is good. Your idea is very, very good. But you must know that not all change is a good change. Because if it's a good change, you change from good luck, came to what? Came to this this Fulani man, this the organizer, the king behind the terrorists. This dead man that was already ruling you from his dead grave. You change to him. What is your position now? What are you? What have you gained from changing to him? Yes, you can change to B, but you must ask a critical analysis. Why am I changing to B? Oh, did you ask Obi? Obi, are you going to be a dictator or a civilian president? Because for me, he has standing as a scavenger. Because they say we IPOB were scavenger, we are miscreant. I'm seeing Obi. Are you going to be a dictator? Because I don't see you changing the whole security aspect that they are now full with the terrorists. I don't know how you will change them. I don't know how Obi will change all the director generals that is now in the government within 8 years. I don't know how Obi will change the oil well, give it to the Eastern or to anybody to change it. Because all the oil well have been given 20 years contract already. I don't know how long will be there. Now, Obi, this is what I want to ask you. How many voters card do you have? The people who have the voters card are those who want the status quo to remain forever. Those who want those who want to be slave. They're all the voters card. They are the police commissioner. They are the INEC president, INEC chairman, and everything. Where are you? So how are they giving you what you know that is not going to be applicable? Now you ask Obi in this Labour Party, how many did Obi have any councillor? Did the Labour Party have even a councillor? Because I don't know. These are the questions that this our youth should ask. In Parliament, how many Labour Party will win in Parliament? Or will he just sack all the parliamentarians and come and put anybody he see there in the Parliament, in the House of Representatives, in everywhere? These are the questions we want our youth to start asking before making any decision. We are not telling you not to go and vote, but you must know that there are changes that you change from life to death. And when you change from life to death, there is no remedy. You can't remedy somebody who is dead. Please, we don't want you, because after the reason why we are crying is after Obi will come and tell you what Goodluck Jonathan said. He said that nothing like Nigeria, nobody should be identified as a Nigeria, but he ruled Nigeria for 7-6 years. That is what we are telling to you. We are not going to argue with you. We are not in Nigeria position election. We are not in that monkey business election. What we want is to release our leader, unconditional release of our leader. That's all. I'm praying that day they will do the election. All of you must turn to election ballot. Those who believe in Nigeria, all of you turn to election ballot, so that the island Fulani man will carry you to Abuja and bomb you there. That is better, because that is where you want to be.
Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Terry, for taking my call. Biafrans, we love you. That's why we are shouting every day. That is the reason why we are shouting. Don't think we are mad people. We are not mad. We know what we are saying. We understand it. We have checked everything from A to Z. And what we told you here is what is going to happen. Our leader trained us, and we know what he's talking. Thank you. Biafrans, I love you. IPOB members, share my blood. Bye, Professor Terry, for taking my call.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Radio Biafra Voice of the Coast. Your name and where you're calling from, and please, you have 2 minutes for your contribution. Your call will be the last call that we'll take for today.
Mazi Tarami, God bless you. Thank you for picking my call. I've been trying my possible best to get you. It's been a long time I've heard from you. From my side, but I thank God today that I finally to get you. Our brothers have made all the points, and I want to contribute to also to wish our people, Biafrans as a whole, they shouldn't lose hope. Everything is on point. I'm saying everything is on point. Sorry, my name is Chinos, I'm calling from my location. So what I'm trying to say is, Biafrans all over the world, the hands of Almighty Chukwuka Abiyama is in this movement. That we should wake up everywhere we are. That is the reason why Chukwuka Abiyama have split us. The reason, the purpose for us to be in the whole world, the reason have come. And all the things our leader, all the ways our leader have said, sent by Chukwuka Abiyama, it have come to pass. More is still revealing himself. So what I'm trying to say, we should be buckling up our belts. We should be preparing. And I thank God for the DOS, and I thank God for all the radio presenter. You guys are doing marvelous work. I'm very, very happy, and I'm very grateful whenever I wake up. I pray for you people. I communicate to Chukwuokike Abiama. I educate myself, and I learn a lot from you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are the future that I'm seeing today. Because without IPOB, my brother, I would just kill myself. Oh, serious. That's the only thing I will tell you. I will just kill myself. But whenever I open my eyes and look up, I see IPOB. My brother, I have hope. And my hope will surely come to pass. And Chukwuokike Abiama have given us promise. And the promise will come to pass at the end. Thank you, my brother. And God bless you. Let's keep on doing the good work. And continuation bring freedom. And God bless you. Bless our leader, wherever he is. He said. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. And that's our last call for the day. Thank you very much for listening. This is Radio Biafra, Voice of the Coast, under the auspices of Radio Biafra London. And I am Kumawe Tarinemi. Thank you very much, and God bless you.